Hello everybody, or well, hello Serby. I literally just woke up. You're still not here with me, I'm so sad. Well, I guess I gotta do this alone. If I remember correctly, there's still like, what, 1 or 2 more bad endings we gotta go. Why can't I just have the happy ending? This got done at the urgent care, and also welcome to stream, Mr. Fox. Oh, what do you mean by that? Is it serious? Oh god. Broke my phone, now the part I typed at is all sharp and broken glass. Well, that's pretty pog, Serby. Why has there been so many unfortunate things that have been happening to you? I don't get it. I do not understand. You had 2 ear infections? What? The sore throat? Oh my god, Mr. Fox, please take care of yourself, man. How'd you get the ear infections? Is it from your headphones or something? Ah. Zero escape. To me. 999. Probably. Yeah. That's usually the root cause. Especially like the in-ear headphones. Oh, me. Make sure it's showing the game. Zero escape. Alright. Oh god, that's a little bit loud for me. I should turn it up for you guys though. My ears are yo small. Earbuds just fall out. Streamlabs just yo, what's up, Serby? Best misspelling ever. I use over-ear headphones as well, just in case, because ear infections are pretty serious, man. The problem is that over here it's super humid. And like the amount of sweat that collects under the earphones is just so annoying. No, there's good and bad with it. Let's see here, flowchart. Right. Okay, I think we should go down the white key for now. I forget, how do we go over here? I guess through the door that Snake went. Youch. I'm gonna assume that's throat. My thought hurts, but yeah. I hope you get better soon, Mr. Fox. Being sick sucks. I guess I can just skip to this part. I'll try. "5 days out of school?" Well, I guess there's always an upside to things. Right, let me check the flowchart. Did I do this correctly? I did. Nice. I guess just being here. Right. Jumping forward. There's 2 events I need to see over here. closed for 10 days. That's a big oof. No, Kiwi won't get mad at me. Oh, true. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing, bro. That's still locked. I guess I just have to view those events. Yeah. Right, gotta solve this puzzle again. I think I did this when Survey wasn't even here. Yeah, definitely. Always try to make the best out of any given situation. Because life is gonna throw a lot at you, man. Take a U. Slit. Small. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't that. I think... Yeah, what I had to do was put the body parts and make sure that they are the same weight. Okay. Your turn to die? I have not heard of that before, actually. What kind of game is that? Anything in the drawers? Guess not. Right. I think we need to solve the puzzle in the chemical room. Yeah, we're gonna need a key. And no, that goes back. It's kind of like Danganronpa, but shorter and a little more developed. I see. Should have guessed from the name. Locked. Okay. I guess we use this. Yep. The fake organ, and then we cut this open. Yeah, right. Not on Steam. Ah, I see. Might check it out. We'll see. Alright. I think... Oh my god, yeah. This was the one that I struggled on. It has way more puzzles. As long as it doesn't have any rhythm games, I think I'll be fine. Iron 1, Salt 2, Water 3. I forgot how I solved this again. Yeah, even though I brute forced it last time. Oh yeah, ethanol. Rhythm game is oh my god, the fact that there is a rhythm game. Idyllic. Welcome to the stream. Also, thank you for being our latest subscriber. Yes, I do remember you from the Valkyria Chronicles stream. Glad you made it back. Let's see here. Actually, did I write the solution in... I definitely should have wrote the solution. God damn it. No, those are notes from Made in Abyss. Oh wait, no, I did! It's right here! Let me check. Your internet bad? Oof. How have you been? I've been doing pretty good, considering that I literally just woke up. Hopefully I'll be able to go through the puzzles as fast as possible. We can get through this game together. We're almost at the finish line at the true end. NH3, I think that's ammonia, yeah. NH3, 1 plus 3, 2 plus 6, 1 plus 2. I think, hopefully this isn't going to like skip the cutscenes that we need to view, but yeah, let's give it a shot. Right, let me check. Or, oh wait, no. I forgot. Carbon, ammonia, and then ethanol. Okay. Three, 4, 9. How did you do your voice? This is what happens when you just wake up. And I believe last time you joined the stream, I was very, very sleepy. Pick right arm. Okay. Nice. Alright. Let's see, is this where we need to skip? Or... do you have something new to tell me? This was the story about EDT crystallizing.
Like the molecules were communicating with one another.
Nice. Something new here.
Transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
Yeah. Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him, dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
Junpei big smart.
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer?
What? The freezer?
The freezer?
Yeah,
when...
June told me.
what was that about? Forgot. Junpei told Seven the story he'd heard from June in the freezer, in the kitchen. How one day, glycerine began to crystallize. Oh yeah, I remember this. And the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Who are you, Seven? Were you part of the company that made us put us here? Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into space as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away. Thank you for acknowledging my genius, Mr. Fox. Bro, even your laugh. Thank you, Idyllic. Know about Ice 9? Ice, baby.
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Oh my god, I thought he was gonna start singing it. Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
That woman?
Oh, well, thank you, Junpei.
Alice.
Alice in Wonderland?
Who's Alice?
Oh, Xero, don't get copyright struck from Ice Baby. Yeah, man. I gotta watch out. One of my favorite channels, MXR Plays, one of their co-hosts was simply like singing the theme for Mission Impossible, and they got copyrighted for it. Got a copyright strike.
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
That was so stupid, man.
Huh?
The what? The woman who won't melt. I don't think women usually melt at room temperature. It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. Actually, no, to be fair, I think strawberry would melt at room temperature. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Oh, it's back to the Titanic,
More
I
than
see.
1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was
Yeah.
the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. They set
Okay.
out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies.
Halifax. Oh, rest in peace, Tristan Halka-Fibrax.
The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
Yeah, I would
This isn't a
imagine.
very nice story. So, what happened next?
For a second there, Servi, I thought you said black lore.
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin.
Why does that coffin kind of look like the one we found,
It was
Snake
all
in?
wood, no nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight.
Or maybe it's just the
The
fact
crew
that
got
it's a
pretty curious
coffin.
about what might be inside it and opened it up. I had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so big. Inside,
For those of you who watch JoJo's, I expect Dio to pop out of this thing.
they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman.
Call me crazy? I think I've seen this woman before. Maybe she's not in this game. Wait a minute. Am I thinking of the right person? I don't know. What is my favorite part about this game? I'd have to say it's definitely the protagonist. I vibe with Junpei quite a lot. I feel like he sees things in a very practical way. Also, the suspense, especially of the last ending that we got from last stream, was super cool. And plus, they don't have any rhythm games. So that's a +1 from Danganronpa. Oh, nah, never? Yeah, sure, be sure.
Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition.
I don't know if this is like going to actually be her, or if this is just like a representation, like a hint towards the next game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
She was obviously dead.
I mean, yeah, she does look pretty hot, not gonna lie. For a dead person, I guess.
Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore.
Oh, welcome to stream, Chia.
However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw.
Oh, wait, give me a second. I should try turning up volume a little bit.
And that was...
Alright, yeah.
The girl in the coffin.
That's right.
Yeah, I probably should.
Everybody thought for sure that
Kiwi,
she-
why are you awake? Isn't it like 4 in the morning for you or something?
But weeks passed and nothing happened. A month passed. And
Go to sleep, Kiwi!
and she was still frozen solid.
Well, sorry, it's speak of the devil, right?
After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice.
All ice, baby. What? What? Is this true story?
Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared.
Don't worry, Kiwi, we weren't talking about you at all. Huh? It's almost as if she's going to be the next game.
Someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. After a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you can find a newspaper from back then, but
Good night, Kiwi.
that's about it.
Have a good night's sleep.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
How do you
How
know?
the hell would you say something like that?
Exactly, thank you, Jinpei.
And just what is it you know?
What do you know, you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Huh? Wait. Are you part of the company and did your company take Alice? What's going on here? Junpei gulped.
Alright, tell me. What happened to Alice?
Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there.
That's kinda sick. Not in the good way. In a very, very bad way. This reminds me of like the latest internet historian video. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you guys should definitely check it out.
The person who won the auction was...
Why? Because I know. Huh? I don't know. True.
Lord Dashiell Gordain.
Is that name familiar?
You've heard that name before, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Give me a second. Notes. Daddy Genshin stream. No, that's not it. So I was on my notes. Mukuru Ikusaba. Oh yes, here it is. He bought the Gigantic, which was the replica, well, not the replica, I guess the sister ship to the Titanic, but it was a
Lord Gordain.
medical ship, I think, or something along those lines.
Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic sister ship?
Yeah, exactly.
That's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. Nobody knows
Why?
he died
Why are
in
you like this,
1921.
Mr. Gordain?
And apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
However, what?
well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
Mr. Gordain has read too many light novels. Mr. Gordain, actual, like, real life Chunibyo. Nice, Mr. Fox. There was an attempt.
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Past the Forest of Knowledge. The library?
So that's it.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey, over there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kiwi. Fine,
Stop
we'll go.
wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Oh, 7 looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
Someday. Like in our next game. With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. You see the devil part? Yeah. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Damn.
Then was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9?
Yeah, I think. Pretty sure it was. If you want to connect those two
nuts.
stories.
There's no way somebody like that could exist.
That's nuts. I think that means that it's definitely 100% true. Falling in love with a keyboard? Yeah, that was a pretty good short. I really like that one. Hopefully I'll have some time to make more shorts soon. Still editing the Asahina free time. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed 7 to the operating room where Clover was waiting. I should maybe switch to the key. Yeah. Give me that. Also, let me check flowchart. Yeah, we need one more. Okay. Oop. Red liquid. Give it to me, baby. Give me that leg. Blue liquid. Give it to me. Mine. Give me that leg. Oh, please take care of yourself, Mr. Fox. And no worries, the stream will be here when you come back. Okay. Actually, I forget. Do I? Okay, yeah. I just pour them in together. Easy as pie. I wonder how this lock mechanism actually works, though. It's pretty cool. Very impractical, but pretty cool. This still kind of looks like a nose. Jupiter? Yeah. We get the key from the bodies when they're weighed. Photo spectrometer. Oh. Oof. Right, let's see here. Lucy. The only Lucy I know is from Fairy Tail, even though I haven't watched Fairy Tail. Combine! Oh no, there's something wrong. It doesn't match. Yeah. to work out for my abs. Oh my god, you're really trying to look on the bright side here. It looks like the fairy tale Lucy, TBH. I don't know. I feel like the booba needs to be a lot bigger than this. They need to be bouncing a lot more too. Actually, can I please check? Do I have the notes for this still? Oh no, I don't have the notes because I remember last time I kind of cheated a little by just screenshotting this, which I will do once again. You know, using technology to your advantage technically isn't cheating, right? There we go. Lucy a thick one though. She thicker than John. The fuck? Well, I guess I didn't really need that. We just put all of John's parts onto Lucy. Are you cheating? Are you cheating, son? Yes, I'm using technology to my advantage. I'm not cheating. Also, that puzzle is kind of stupid if we just change all their parts. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me. To me. Jupiter. John thick with it? I mean, he looks thick, but he weighs less. They didn't like that answer? Well, your teacher's wrong. I don't know. I don't know how long it took me last time. But yeah. That'll be pretty frustrating. How should I be saved? To save. Just please. No. Just in case I end up missing this or whatever.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, Booba, no muscle now? Yeah. I think Kiwi would like that. Oh, Junpei. What do I want to do? I give her the 4-leaf clover, man.
Oh yeah.
He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier.
It's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is.
How much would I have to pay value to sing the entirety of a song? I'm not going to say a number because, my dude, what kind of song is this? There will be certain songs that no matter how much you pay me, I'm not going to sing. He reached into his pocket and dug it out.
A 4-leaf clover.
Oh yeah. Santa had given it to him in the second class room. He held it out to Clover.
Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
And in the 5th leaf, a devil resides. Black Clover.
4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm.
And you shall become the Wizard King, Clover. He pressed the 4-leaf clover into her hand.
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love.
Why are you being so poetic now, Junpei? Of all the
If you can
times.
remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead.
Ring of Fire?
He's alive.
Oh god.
I'm sure
Are you sure that
just
me
gotta
singing
believe
even costs any money? Cause no, I do not know how to sing. Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. You could see tears start to form at the corners of her eyes.
Thank you.
Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small, wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
Santa in the other room, how dare you betray me like that, Junpei? Yeah, the Santa and Junpei are true OTP. No, that's why I'm asking. Well, Mr. Fox, I don't think that would be our business model in the future, like accepting donations specifically for certain like reaction requests. We know a guy who has done this before, and it hasn't really worked out for him. I don't want to fall into the same pitfall. If we ever have like an arcade karaoke stream, maybe I'll just sing it for you out of request and the kindness of my heart, because I am such a good person. But yeah, like paying for a certain request, I don't think that's just a good idea. Yeah. I mean, of course, in the future, once we have some more things set up, like a Patreon or maybe a Ko-Fi, I'm not really sure how we're gonna do it just yet. But if we do, then you can support us through there. She said it again. And of course, for now, the content is free. You guys can just watch and enjoy. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. Wait, I said for now as if it's going to be paid in the future. No, that's not the case. She did her best to smile. Poll show? Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, Servi. Like, we have the Patreons vote for what show we'd react to next, and we'd just have a list. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
Come on, Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
And I mean, depending on how we're going to manage the Discord server, we might limit it to just like the supporters on Patreon or something. I kind of don't want the server to be public, because then that just invites a bunch of bots and stuff into it. Even though it would like separate quite a few of the audience. I don't know. We'll have to think things more thoroughly. My offer still stands. Yes, I remember your offer, Mr. Fox. Don't worry, I won't forget. But still, she didn't move.
Before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
Kiwi brings the bots. Yeah, I guess so.
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
I think of a mad scientist. For a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition.
What?
Oh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
What?
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Yo, Junpei, that's definitely something that I'd say. Look, sorry, I don't want to be a jerk, but Kiwi, I don't want to be a jerk, but this thumbnail sucks.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just get
Oh man.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I should
Experiment? Wait, I didn't have one. Junpei doesn't have the experience of making a fish girl and a dog girl just yet.
What is this experiment you were talking about?
Clover looked away. The 4-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment, and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Clover, if you promise to not stab me, or well, ask me a question,
Really?
I think we'll be fine.
I can trust you, right?
Ooh. Yes, you can, just like a 4-leaf clover.
Of course you can.
Clover slipped the 4-leaf clover into her pocket. I love how YouTube still holds that, even though that was Mr. Fox self-censors. Her eyes still red from crying. She looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you.
Or
I'll tell you
rather,
what
not
happened on the
self-censored,
ship 9
but
years ago.
typo.
Wait,
Wait, what?
On this ship?
Huh? Wait. I mean, they did say that Snake was part of this game 9 years ago, right? So does Clover know about it, or was she here personally?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing.
Psych? What?
Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Oh my god, guys. I understand now. It's always been about the Funyorumpa. Oh my god. Yeah, it's all coming together. Mob Psycho, true.
Fields that you can't see?
Actually, I think the first episode of Mob Psycho Season 3 is already out. We'll definitely be watching that when Serby comes back. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right? But
John
is
Elton,
he
yeah.
really John?
Oh no, we'll never know.
Huh?
Her voice gets annoying after a while. Yeah, that's why she's Kiwi. You get home tomorrow night? Ugh. We should be able to... Yeah, this weekend definitely. We'll be back on schedule.
Isn't this like Locke's socks?
Lock socks? What even is that? Please explain.
Or the ship of Theseus?
I've heard of that, yeah. But I think you need to explain. Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart. Yeah, that sounds pretty smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No?
Junpei shook his head.
Really?
Not yet.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks.
Yeah.
One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
I mean, if they were my favorite, I'd patch it up, I guess.
Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole opened after that?
I'd add another
patch, I guess.
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches.
So, are you saying that by that time, it'll be a different sock or
Until
something?
eventually, the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
Spiritually, yes.
Well, that's tough.
Junpei crossed his arms.
So, that's the lock socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
I think the answer to this question is just yes. It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
these guys? Is this John or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like the locked socks and the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart or any of a number of internal organs. And here, they had both.
John's head and heart are both his, but apart from those and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
Was that mannequin really John? Or is it an imposter?
We're just like these mannequins.
We need to eject him. She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once.
Well, I hope it wasn't Serby. Xero, do you think you could work at a morgue? I have absolutely no idea. Maybe if that's something that I enjoyed, I guess I probably could. I mean, it doesn't really gross me out or anything like that. This paradox is a key idea in Soma too. Speaking of, I've kind of been thinking of like talking about to you guys whether we should have like a horror week or something, since Halloween's coming up. I think, yeah, at the end of October. I think that's Halloween. We don't celebrate it over here, but yeah. It would be pretty fun if we could all get together and play some horror games just for a week or so. I don't know what games we'd play, but I mean, we could brainstorm some games together.
Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further...
Joke's on you, Clover. I don't eat cows.
Those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right?
You'd love that? Kiwi certainly wouldn't.
That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long?
Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me
You can
wait?
play all horror games? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We don't have time to screw around.
Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Also, please, Clover, now that we're a lot closer, can you not, like, axe me? Seven seemed to catch on.
What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
Yeah, Seven. This is the adults talking.
No, it wasn't. We were just playing with the mannequins.
Playing with the mannequins.
Huh?
Yes.
Let's go, Junpei.
Let's go, Junpei. We don't need to tell this big dum-dum what we were doing here. Big doubt. Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
Hey, I enjoy playing house too, alright.
You're a dick.
You're a dick. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
Alright, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
Can I skip now? Yes, I can. Yosha! Oh, they left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked.
Here too, huh?
Okay, yeah. I think
Jumpy!
we should be fine from here. Hello, June. Also, goodbye, June. Oh wait, before we jump, let's do the smart thing. No. Hello. Well, that's something you can't say out of context, Mr. Fox. Jump to here. Seek a way out. I forget, what puzzle do I have to do here? Actually, is it possible to just click on this?
Oh, pocket watch.
Oh my god, it's you! You bitch.
Hey, man. What are you doing over in this room?
Well, not a problem, but,
Well, not a problem, but...
no, Mr. Fox, stop it. Yamero.
That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace. I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason.
Oh.
I wanted to talk to Clover alone.
Ooh.
I want to ask her. And I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around.
Well, especially not Ace.
I'm a little desperate to
Jesus.
send him back.
Oh, it's in the adventure screen again. Ace opened his mouth and took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face.
Oh, I see, of course.
He looked Junpei over. And then we skipped. Oh, now it's the new stuff. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She'd heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution.
What was that about?
She was clearly sus, and with good reason.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence.
No, it's not like that.
What's it like then?
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room?
Yeah, I remember.
You said something about an
We just
experiment
flashed
that
from
happened
there to
9
here.
years ago.
Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments, and when she spoke, it was barely audible.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother?
Well, you see, crazy thing, right? It may or may not have something to do with the other man in the room.
Can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise. So...
Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry.
Who do you think did it?
Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped.
Well, if what Seven said was right, then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out.
In this timeline, does Clover go crazy, start killing people, and then we actually escape with her?
Who could have opened door 3 with Snake?
Happily ever after with our little yandere Clover.
Really? Who and who, or who and who?
Yeah, who and who?
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Well, technically it's possible.
It's always possible.
I don't know.
But we know the answer, Junpei, from a different timeline.
That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got
Yokai
it. Let's do that
desu.
then.
Then who do you think it could be?
Junpei crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet number was 2. Which 2 bracelet numbers added to 2 would give a digital root of 3? Anything with ace in it, please. Oh god, who are we going to condemn here? Right, ace is... But the problem is that no matter who we combine with ace, can we even get 3? Wait, give me a second. Quick maths. Oh, correction, slow maths. Very, very slow maths. It would have to be Santa and 7, yeah? But I don't want to convict those 2. That's not how it is, Clover. No. Wait, let me redo the math again. Santa, 3, Snake, 2, 5, 7, 12, 3. Yeah.
Would it be Santa and 7? The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3.
But it's not.
Wait, hold on.
It's ace and 9.
Are Santa and 7 the killers?
I mean, I still don't know what happened to Santa in the other
What's
ending.
wrong?
He just disappeared. And we just found June just lying there. Clover looked at Junpei and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it.
I thought about it, and
He told her his conclusion.
That's what I thought.
She looked less surprised than he'd expected.
Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
No, but we don't have the information, so yeah.
wait a minute there. Don't you think
So
it's a little too
automatic,
early to be
that's
jumping
right.
to conclusions?
Yamate could have stopped,
Well, all I
Clover.
said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Well, what other possibilities?
Can I suggest 9? He didn't have an answer. No, he was ready to admit defeat when Clover
Are you saying you think
spoke.
that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Why?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Clover put her hand out expectantly. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Oh god. Eventually she had H, which provided a digital root of 3. Oh, that's a lot of numbers. Yeah, 21. 21. What was it? What's 12 plus 7? 21.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people.
Paper is actually just one of his many maps. True.
explanations are the only possible ones.
Yeah.
I see.
Huh.
Junpei,
Yeah?
I can trust you, right?
No, Clover. Never trust anyone.
Of course. Why would you need to ask that?
Really?
Yeah.
Clover, please don't kill
So
me.
then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
Of course. Just cross them out.
No, you don't.
And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E.
Oh. What was it?
Wait,
Lady was
it
21.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
Are you sure?
I bet my
Are
life
you
on it.
sure?
Okay then. I can cross off A too, right?
Yeah.
Turns out that June is actually the one that did it.
Well, what have we got left?
Already spent your mental resources at work, so I have no idea what's happening. Don't worry, Blue. None of us have any idea what's happening, except for those in chat that have already played this. And yes, it is big brain game.
E.
E. Ah, man, I love that meme.
Do you know what this means?
Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together.
Do you think that's likely?
Yes! I killed him.
If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and Seven are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them.
The thing is that Ace and Seven aren't working together. It's Ace just working on his own.
They didn't even try. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of his death. Except he isn't dead. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. Oh, I see.
Anyway, I understand now.
Do you?
Seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Means there's a good chance it was Santa and Seven.
That's how it looks.
No.
Why would they do it?
Exactly. There was a moment of silence. They don't know that? What do you mean they don't know that? They also can't retain memories from other timelines? Sure. That sounds kinda stupid, Serby. He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the worst possible moment to return. This fucker. He raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke.
I interrupted something?
We were having an intimate moment, Ace. This is between the adults. Please go back to your room.
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I don't want to. He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're playing with maps? Last time we were playing with Mannequin, and now we're playing with maps. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave her a short nod. Hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace.
What did you want to talk about?
I hate that smile. I hate you so much. Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile.
There was something I wanted to check.
Immediately pulls out gun.
What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm just checking.
No, stop!
He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. In the older man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket. Oh, yeah, it's this part.
Just as I thought.
Yeah,
What exactly
yeah.
are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket?
I like to write numbers on pieces of paper for fun. It helps keep me calm.
You switched them, didn't you, when we voted?
No, I just explained it to you. Man.
Well, I can't say that I care. I
Yeah,
managed
you
to get
shouldn't
through the
care.
number door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
Oh, I do think very ill of you. He smiled, gave Junpei a friendly pat on the shoulder, and then turned on his heel and laughed. It was a small defeat, but it was a defeat. Junpei had lost the upper hand, and he knew it. He could feel his stomach begin to tense. Damn it. Alright. Cool. Cool beans. Babado. Right. Red file. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up.
Looks like there's
Looks
something
like
on
so-
the cover. ALLICE.
Oh my god, I forgot about this! Oh!
All ice. Alice. Does this mean...
Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in that file. Oh my god. I was like, what the fuck? All ice? What does that even mean? And then it's the Egyptian hieroglyphs. What? Each page is covered with strange characters. They look like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, and horned animals. There are many pages in the file, and each was full of these strange symbols. Xero just busted nothing else. I mean, she is pretty hot, not gonna lie.
What is this?
I didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at
They're
him.
hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
I bet you, Chia, that this is the part of the video that Kiwi's going to skip over. There's too many birds on one screen. Kiwi can't handle it.
That's right. So it would seem.
Ooh. Bottom deck library. Oh! Wait! The forest of knowledge! I was right! Oh!
Bottom deck. Library. Oh.
Oh! Oh! Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they'd been in the chemical closet.
Seven said something like...
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic.
Yeah, baby, it's all going together.
Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck? And the forest of knowledge is the library?
I mean, what else is it
Could
supposed to
Alice be
mean?
in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Junpei blinked. Only then did he notice Ace looking at him. Curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts.
Yeah. I just remembered something.
Is that so? What about?
Well, don't laugh, okay?
Let's not tell Ace. There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. There is a very big reason to hide your thoughts, Junpei. Ah! He began to explain his theory to Ace. And he stopped. It wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him.
The Egyptian priestess and Ice 9. Interesting.
Subarashi destiny.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster? They called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
And you think that he hid her in a small room beyond the library on the bottom deck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching. He stared off into the distance, his hands slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. After a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei, and his brows drew together.
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS?
Cass?
Yes?
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane.
Yeah.
CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious
Yeah, that's
medical
true,
uses,
Gia.
but perhaps also
So
space
sad though, because Ace is a bitch.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation, cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
That was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting. I mean, isn't it kind of a thing now? I do know that, like, there are the cryogenic chambers for athletes, in order to help us recover from muscle fatigue a lot faster.
Whoa, wait a minute there.
Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow.
That Alice was frozen using that CAS thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call
I mean,
Ice 9
if there's somebody who would know, it would be you, right?
and CAS were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
It's almost as if she's in the next game.
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities.
Oh, roger that, Mr. Fox. You don't have to try and stick it out, man. If you're tired, you can go to sleep. Don't worry about
The
it.
melting point for ice
Just thank you for
is
being
96
here.
degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature,
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
I would say yeah.
right? It does sound unbelievable. But if she
It's a video game,
would
guys.
have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1.
Sleep is for the weak. 5 minutes later, Mr. Fox asleep.
Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
I mean, there was the other guy that we know is the person who died in place of Snake. So there are other people on the ship. Junpei thought for a second. Nobody but you.
And met up with me in June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. What about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? Still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
Oh, the truth is that Zero is a supernatural being.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him?
Well, I know who you
Makes
murdered,
sense
but
this killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time. A person like
a
that
Valkyria. True. So Varia could run across the entire map in that amount of time.
they would know the locations
Oh
of
man.
hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully.
This is all only one possible theory.
Sure, dude, sure.
All ice. Alice.
Alice,
Really somewhere on the ship?
I highly agree that, yeah, she's probably here. Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand.
Will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge?
It turns out that the real waifu was sleeping beyond the Forest of Knowledge this entire time.
It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll come back to this later.
He gripped the keycard tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. Okay, this. Monitor! Oh my god, it's this thing. Oh. I remember getting super confused on this.
Even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero.
Yeah, Zero's a lot more handsome. A lot taller too.
Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course, the bracelet with a zero on it. It's too obvious. Look,
Duh.
this is Zero right here. This dead body is Zero.
Yeah, that's me.
Kinda fishy.
Oh. No, it's not Survey.
You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that.
No, that's not the point. So I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder. I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us.
I'm making fun of you all for the sake of content.
Don't you get it?
Looks like me? Damn, Survey. You don't really, you don't gotta reveal to the whole world what I look like.
Whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking around with a Zero bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it!"
I did it.
Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be. Just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why?
Why?
Like I said, he's mocking us.
He wants to deep fake you guys.
Zero.
Junpei's voices though.
Where's the
Too
real
bad.
man? See if you can catch me.
I don't know, but for whatever reason, this is reminding me of when Amber Heard's lawyer tried to imitate Johnny Depp's voice. You will never see my face again. I don't know why I thought of that.
It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles.
Is that actually serving unintentionally almost everything I watch for you guys she's not in? Oh yeah, Blue. You did join when Survey was off away. She'll be back soon. And yeah, she will be joining us here for the Zero Escape streams. she probably won't be able to join for the Valkyria Chronicles stuff, but yeah, she's here for mostly everything else. It's just that happened to be this week she wasn't here.
That's really twisted, but it almost seems kind of childish.
Yeah, you're right. It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me.
Imagine if the person behind Xero isn't actually me, but it's actually Kiwi. Bruh. I mean, it would fit with the childish part. Junpei bent down next to the corpse.
Alright, let's get back to the point.
I mean, I am also kind of a child at heart, I suppose.
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is.
Why would I?
I mean, you know, 9 years ago. Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought. I just imagine Junpei sitting down like those dogs that sit on their hind legs or something.
That might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover.
Huh?
We gotta flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets?
Clover didn't move.
Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it.
You have affinity toward her because of her hair color. Yeah. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own.
Here we go.
April Fools, we could switch avatars. Oh! That's actually a pretty good idea, yeah. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk began to shift. But just as it did, something fell on the man's left wrist.
Hey, it's the...
A bracelet with Xero on the face. Yeah. If you save and if they die.
Oh god.
They act like each other? Oh my god. I want to see how people try to act like me. That would be super fun. Junpei stared at the bracelet.
Man, he's dead, isn't he?
What? Huh? Wait, did we just realize this? He's lying in a pool of blood.
No, it's just... I guess I didn't really think about it until right now.
What the?
If his bracelet's off, that means he's dead.
Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out
Junpei
that
pulled the
he's dead.
kiwi. True.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. Well, he looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though. You know?
What are you doing,
If there
Junpei?
wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know?
Why are we talking about this?
Bomb going off inside of you? I mean, that's just... Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin.
Why are we talking about
I
this?
think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm.
Why?
And...
Dumbass. Suddenly Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously. We were doing so good, Junpei. We could have survived the wrath of Clover. Why you had to screw this up for all of us, man? No, I don't want to see the logs, thank you.
What did you just say?
Her words sounded cold. Wait. Is it... Oh my god! Big brain moment! Wait! So actually big brain? She's gonna realize that it's not actually Snake's body because of the bone. Oh! Okay, Junpei. You have redeemed yourself just a tad bit. Thank you for being insensitive. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyway.
Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean...
I don't know if this is just me being weird, but whenever someone says, oh man, for some reason, I always think of like one of the first shrines that you go to in Breath of the Wild. I think the first shrine, the tutorial shrine, is called Oh Man Ah. And I keep thinking of that.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm?
Yeah, yes! Yes!
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, but... I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him. There's no way I was gonna see the details.
Clover took a queek. What the fuck did I just say? Queek? Clover took a quick, deep breath.
Are you sure it was his left arm?
Oh man. Junpei thought back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And he had a broken bone, right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me!
Don't make fun of me, chat. Stop it. She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was pretty bad too. The bone was sticking out of the arm.
True, it wasn't a big brain moment in that case. What would you call it? A big dumb moment? No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed.
What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Suddenly she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for telling me about my brother's gruesome death. Thank you so much, Junpei. A big Junpei moment? Yeah, we can call it that. She needs to take a quick Yamero! Yamete kuda stop.
What are you...
Junpei had no idea what had just happened. Aw, clueless Junpei. I can't blame him though. It is hard to understand the woman. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there, confused.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
This is kind of like the moment. Oh god! Oh! Okay, don't worry, nothing happened. This is kind of like the moment when Junpei was talking with June about getting wet. She thanked him again, and something even stranger happened. Oh damn! Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms. See guys, this is how you get a girl. Tell them about how gruesome their brother's death is.
Hey, what's going on with you?
Deflagging succeeds? Yes. We're going to survive, guys.
Why?
This is truly the best end. The title of this stream is misleading.
The body in the shower room. It isn't his. It isn't my brother.
Huh?
It's not Snake.
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I really shouldn't be talking about this.
Oh my god, Junpei in this timeline will never learn about that. Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. If she did not wish to tell him, she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant that the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. By the way, guys, for those of you, well, I guess there's only Blue here in chat who doesn't really know about the story, but yeah, basically this game is the origin story of how the Legit Weebs channel came to be. Yeah. After this, after Clover joined us, we decided to make VTuber models and become the Legit Weebs. Yes, it wasn't much, but with that knowledge, lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
He's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
So glad. You were right.
Of course I am. I'm always right. Oh.
You can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love.
Facts avoided.
If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
No innocent lying dead in the process. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. We're actually just hugging it out and having this intimate moment between each other when there's a dead guy lying right next to us. It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover.
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious
Damn.
of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Wow, Junpei being poetic actually saved lives, man. Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. Classic move.
Oh, if you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Oh,
Oh. So he's my real husband. well, you're nothing to me now, Junpei. Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei.
Huh?
He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Well, you see, the problem is that, didn't we suspect that Santa was one of the people who, like, ended up killing Snake? But that's not the reason, right? Well, I mean, that's not the reason. I mean, that's not the case. Because we know who actually did it, but... Damn. Clover has a special ability of disappearing to another dimension while she's walking around. 6 to the left, 6 to the right. Another 6 to the left, another 6. Oh, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Yeah, he did. Her eyes were serious but not angry.
He did. Did I say something wrong?
Oh no.
Oh god, Junpei, please catch on.
In fact, this could be really good news. I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
What?
Subjects?
Huh?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago, with my brother and me.
Wait! This isn't common knowledge? Excuse me? What?
But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa. Okay, time out.
Yeah. Thank you, Junpei. Junpei held up his hands, took a deep breath and let
Let's
it
just
out.
calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Alright. Clover nodded.
Alright. Let's start with this
Junpei is
experiment.
acting as our vessel of like discovering the world that the anime is set in by being absolutely clueless.
What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Oh yeah, totally. I like to play with him all the time.
Fields.
Yeah. He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
How about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
The Funya Roompa! It's all about the Funya Roompa! Junpei recounted what Lotus had told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
What?
The Nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
What? Junpei grabbed the sides of his head. Did they like make the exact same thing? The exact same sort of course that you went through and stuff? But then like they tried to see like the rat experiment that Santa was talking about. Was it? That like if one group of people was able to solve it, the other would be able to solve it easier, maybe?
What do the Nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here?
Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the Nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
Huh.
Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart. Something deep and distant and powerful squeezed, and for a moment he felt very, very empty and alone.
She was on the boat with my brother.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even imagine how confused you must be right now.
I never met her, but I did hear her name.
Alice?
Her name was...
Or June. Oh, the sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around.
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you.
Why do you keep disturbing us at the most opportune moments? Damn
You
you.
two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long.
Ace glanced down at the floor. Actually, we completely forgot about the dead guy. At the corpse covered in blood.
At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance.
This is kind of sus, bro. Joining the stream midway on part 10 was a mistake. Yeah, I suppose so, but I guess you can experience the good ending without having to go through all the trauma that we had to go
It'll
through.
only take a moment.
Well, I mean, I'm fairly certain that we're heading straight towards a very, very bad ending right now, so... With that, he turned and walked back toward the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight, then spoke in a small, quiet
I don't want
voice.
Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
Huh? Hey, wait!
Definitely don't let Ace hear you. Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling.
Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up!
The answer was so close, man. Rumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off toward the communications office. Alright, we got both keys, boys. Be out here, baby. They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. And then I skipped the dialogue, because we've already seen this before. Oh god, Clover. A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
The what of the what now?
Hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's
Junpei,
voice.
Clover! What are you two doing? Hurry up!
He's getting mad.
Clover shrugged.
I'll show it to you later, alright?
And Clover pulls out his arm. Wait, no, didn't she take the, she took the...
Come on, we gotta hurry.
The watch that was on his wrist. Yeah. Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. But I'm fairly certain that at this timeline, we won't get killed by her. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. A note. Junpei was curious. But there was something else that bothered him.
Pocket.
It looked more like a watch, yeah.
Like just a note. Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later, and ran off after Clover. Ah, dude. It's this same exact route, except if you don't get the white key. Like, for this particular one, I knew where we had to go, so we got all these white keys, and then we unlocked this other ending. But this ending over here, with the axe, yeah, Clover just kind of goes in a yandere rage and starts killing everybody. But now we're going to diverge, and we'll see how this ends. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
Huh. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. Yeah, she's gonna lose this skill to a rampage. I don't know if that's a good thing though. Well, I mean, hopefully we survive. Or at least learn more from this route. I see after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace. Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Let's join them.
Yeah, her yandere side came out because we never really found out that her brother who died, her brother is Snake, by the way. And in the other route, we never found out that that wasn't actually Snake. So she assumed that, yeah, that was Snake dead, and so she kind of went mad, killed everybody. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B-Deck at the same time.
Clover!
June's face was excited. Something had happened, that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her. Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
Found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The 9 door.
The last door! We found door 9!
What?
Come on, just just follow us. We'll explain on the way.
Let's go. 7 turned and jogged off down the stairs.
That's the case.
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed. Jumpy.
We made it.
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt.
It's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet, for there was in fact another route that he had not gone down before, but still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran throughout his veins. He could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door.
Yeah.
Far away to door 9. That means that best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Also, Santa, about the thing 9 years ago. Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy.
Not a word you see often. June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. Junpei followed. Is this back down in the chapel? If we go down there, won't we just find Snake in the coffin again? But wait, no, we don't know the password this time, right? As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. 7 grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I explained it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate.
Yeah.
After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you 2 found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kind of did a lap, huh? You came
Pretty
from that
much,
side
yeah.
to this side.
Yeah.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
Where's the number 9 door?
Over here. Follow me.
7 began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. What's gonna happen this time? Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
They had been walking for a while, June in a silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
you know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
What?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9.
What do you mean?
You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital route?
9. It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
Oh, that's
Got on the
nice.
elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one to stick up for you. I mean,
Right now, we suspect that they're stuck on a ship. I believe it's the Gigantic, which is a sister ship of the Titanic. And right now, the entire ship is kind of like sinking. So we have 9 hours to escape from this place. We have 9 people originally that we started off with, and we have to escape through the number 9 door.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
is that so?
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly stopped. In front of them stood a door.
Is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him
There's no other
nod.
place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The
Yep.
other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
This is going to take us to the incinerator again. Looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
Alright, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. Escape! It appeared they'd been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing, made of red paint. The door decorated set on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with a powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish. Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. Yeah, it's not gonna work, buddy. Didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
This is door 9.
Yeah, so let's open it up, boys.
Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back, and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Behind you.
Turned around.
What?
There's another one, yeah. Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
A door. And a 9. There's another one?
Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. Is there a third door 9? I mean, I know that there's another number 9 door that's through these 9 doors. So there was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door. However, I'm not sure if there's like a different path where we get to a different number 9 door.
And of course it won't open.
It would be quite novel if there were 9 doors. He grabbed the handle and shook the door. Not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke
Do you
first.
think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
No, we both know that they lead to the same place, but Lotus was
I
skeptical.
don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you guys. But yeah, the game is 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, so it's definitely a possibility.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
Yeah, I never said that.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Quit saying what you're typing. Well, fine. I'll ignore chat. I'll ignore you guys. Yeah, I'll let you guys be.
There are 2 number 9 doors. If we split it up right,
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her
You've got a
hand.
notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her. No,
Look at
I'm
this.
gonna ignore you guys. and just have fun playing my video games. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers
Yeah,
at
I
the
get
top
it.
are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people.
Cool.
So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind, right?
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math
No
problem.
way.
I mean, Clover, didn't you pick up the Xero watch? The room went very quiet. Well, no, that wasn't very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank. Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him. The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
Set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed at the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet...
Is that an altar?
Yes, it was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. No, sadly, it's not the hot girl.
No, it couldn't possibly be.
It's a snake. But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What? 7?
What are you talking about?
No. Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine, let me enlighten you.
By the way, Boo, yeah, I would answer. I'm kind of just waiting to see what Survey's going to type before I say anything.
Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier.
Yeah, there it is.
She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it! Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else cluttered around him, desperate for a look.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though.
Only 7 has to stay.
If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
We're just sitting here waiting for somebody to answer.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
What? Hey, I just wanted to do a nice thing for you guys. Jesus, Lotus. Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak, all at once. Spider-Man looked at each other.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either.
I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
I can't say that I care much about you, Ace. Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at
there you go,
Seven.
Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. Aww. That was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No. Those are my orders.
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What? Santa?
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Are you fucking kidding me? We've already been through this with someone else. Oh, I can't believe that they put him in the exact same pose too. What the?
What?
Last time it was Ace holding Lotus captive, but now it's Santa holding June captive. Shit. A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, June is kind of lacking the booba that Lotus got. Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
What room? One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
How dare you say that to Seven? A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face as he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly, and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations. I've chosen you to come with me.
You sure you're gonna pick
Put your
Ace?
hands on the red.
That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
You deaf? I gave you an order.
What is your plan here, Santa? Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen, like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right. Fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. Well, at least we know he wasted one bullet. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it?
Let's just say that in another timeline we discovered that the person who murdered Snake, Clover's brother, was actually Ace. And so in that timeline, when we discovered that it was Ace who murdered the supposed Snake, who actually isn't dead, it was a body double, but yeah. He kind of took this gun, and then he held Lotus hostage, and then went through the 9 door, just like how Santa's doing right now. But then Snake came, we found Snake again in the coffin that's actually here in this room, and we knew the code for it. So then we followed him into the incinerator, and Snake sacrificed himself to hold down Ace, and then they both burned to death in the incinerator. That was the last stream, I think.
But why? Santa, why are you...
Ace and Santa are working together? I have no idea about that one, actually. Because we know that Ace is also like the owner of the company, the pharmaceutical company, that set up the Nonary game that happened 9 years ago. However, he's not the one that set up this game. This game was set up by this guy named Xero, so who we don't really know the identity of. We just think that he might be one of us, right? Ace doesn't know who it is. I think it might be like a revenge plot against the pharmaceutical company that Ace owns. Over's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, Xero does seem like an asshole, doesn't he? Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
What the hell is that shit?
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch.
Oh.
Put a bullet in your fucking head?
Why you gotta be like this, Santa? Man, just calm down. Like a spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small. He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets.
Get over here.
What's the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. Yeah. It all seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath, like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate. June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive, along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do, if you know, Santa just kills them and takes their watches anyways. He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Go. Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know, but you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either.
How are we going to leave here?
There's still something I have to take care of.
No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
Oh, he doesn't know. Okay. June was almost crying. Oh, well, actually, Blue, I think like the main ship is between June and Junpei, because they were like childhood friends, quote unquote. They're also like one of the few people that actually know each other before they got here in the ship. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders and pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step. And another. Childhood friends never make it true. Personally, my favorite is Lotus, for obvious reasons. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
All right.
That's my OGP. Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
All right, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't
Yeah,
give
that's
a
true.
shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner.
Why you gotta be like this, man?
Again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced. Sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. She glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. 4th asterisk blinks on.
Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens.
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll. To the end. Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well.
Later.
After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. Always has been, Blue. Always has been. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and 7 had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. 7 shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. It read vacant. The digital root of the remaining people is 7. We need Snake. By the way, guys, Snake is in the coffin. That's like right next to you guys. But you guys don't know that. Oh, man. God damn it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
I think I still have the code written down here too. You thought about June. About Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
We find Snake. 7 opened his mouth to respond when... Yes! Yes! No! Okay, don't worry, nothing happened. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical. It was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
quiet!
Clover motioned to Seven to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. I'm getting so excited this stream, I should stop. I don't want to break something. The three of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from. Yes, in the coffin. Also, guys, if you just let me enter the code, I know what it is.
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
How dare I? And Junpei and Seven grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength. I mean, if Clover activates Yandere mode and is able to pull apart this coffin, I would be so glad.
Damn it!
It won't even budge.
Guys, I know the code. I know it. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Yeah, looks like it.
No more
Do
math.
you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
Oh. How dare you, Queek? The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out, and now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers on the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up
There's
nothing.
here.
Not making this easy, are they?
Sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do?
I know it.
How can we figure it out? I need something.
We figured it out because of the note that Clover had when she died in that other route. The world blinked. Suddenly there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. What? Huh? Oh my god, guys. Are we finally getting memories from a different timeline? Oh my god, is it finally happening? Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone, and now Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
He's going to connect. Why is Blue understanding this more than I am? Stop it. Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them. Wait, I'm playing them in the right order? Exactly? What? If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh or worse, think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There was a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei pressed the buttons. Truth be told. Right, left, right, left, right, left. This would be locked otherwise? Oh, I see. That was it. Big brain. 8 numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. The world blinked and it goes into the floor chart? Oh, I see. Well,
1, 4, 3,
I guess I'm just too big brain for this
3,
game.
4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh.
The
Are
code.
those-
And now bring out Snake. Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. Yeah, I bet. I'd be super confused at what the hell happened there. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so that he wouldn't forget.
1438341. 1438341.
With trembling fingers, he punched them in. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Come forth, Snake! Someone sat up out of it.
No way.
What?
Why are you... Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you. Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
Back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms. This is a familiar sight. And it's the exact same music, too.
Body's still alive.
You're back!
Clover looked like nothing, so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried. Her eyes were red, and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped, as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're really here!
Her voice was happy, but almost desperate, as if she feared he would disappear again if she stopped talking to him. At least it's mirrored true. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
This is the prettiest game of the series? Oh man.
No, you did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Baka. Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired. Right guys, so there's this situation.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you.
I'm so glad that you picked everything up so fast.
Body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
Yes. He had quickly and neatly summarized the events in several hours. There was a YouTube channel that clipped every single baka? What? I have no idea what channel that is.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room.
Yes.
Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and what the corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
Yeah.
You don't know?
Also, stop it, Serby.
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes.
Mr. X?
But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up.
I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
Stop
The
it,
same thing
guys.
that happened to every one of us when
What
we
did
were
you?
abducted.
What are you doing, sir?
A canister
How could you
releasing
do
some
this
sort
to
of
us?
gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then
Yeah,
that
we
means it
learned
was-
about that in the other route. It's part of the
Xero.
pharmaceutical
Looks that
company.
way, huh?
I think that's what they developed.
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms and thought.
Why? Why did
Doste.
Zero and Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
It's the morphogenetic fields, bruh. Aliens. Seven had asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He'd had no answer for him then, and he still didn't.
My fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
Can you tell us now, Clover?
Experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The two murders. Switching clothes. The Nonary game.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself. The maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it, almost as soon as he grasped them. The Funyorumpa, it's all the Funyorumpa. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied all of them together. And the point connecting the dots.
Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who tries everything. If we can uncover
Yes, I do know everything. I know all the secrets of this game, for I was the one who made it. Who was Xero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory. A game theory, if you can only test it. Or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape.
Escape.
It was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes?
Yes.
We have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Maybe we literally have the number 2 now.
Through the other number 9 door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
As they sniped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on
Come
it.
on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off toward the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. Yeah, I get 7. It's like me when trying to figure out base 64. 7 quickly laid his hand on the red and asterisk appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them, then laid his hand on the lever of the Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Yep.
Junpei paused for a moment.
Not yet.
What?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, Seven, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the four of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay?
Oh wait, was it base 32? I forget.
Please, this is really...
When Nonary has a wiki page, it deserves a wiki page.
I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Junpei looked directly into Seven's eyes. The older man looked back for a moment, then nodded.
Fine.
Base 36? It was some number. Seven pulled down on the lever and door 9 creaked open. Then they waited. Alright. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
Alright, that means the four of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Yeah?
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
The wiki's not wrong, Blue. It's not wrong. She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced a bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to Seven.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap.
No cap,
And
bro.
I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever.
However, the door didn't open. The reds display read error.
Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No.
That's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a third asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Seven waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
I forgot. What number was it? I think it was June, which would be 6. So if I combine to get 9, Snake, Junpei, and Cap, 2, 5, 7, 6, 13. No, Snake, Clover, and Cap. Clover is 4, 6, 12. Nope. Snake, Junpei, 7, and Cap. 2, 5, 7, 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. Nope. 14, 19. Seven, Junpei. 14. 19. Whatever. I'll just keep guessing. Reversely from 18. Yeah, that's true. 7, Junpei. 5, 13, Cap. Brain not working.
Let's try 7, me. If this combination opens the door.
Yeah.
Hey, it opened. Had the door opened.
Oh my god. Oh god, yeah, brain wasn't working. I was like, oh yeah, 7 plus 5 is 13. Oh, holy fuck.
What? Why? What does that mean?
So yeah, to open these doors, we need to take the digital root of numbers. So if we want to open the door 9, we have to get like either 9 or 18. Because 1 plus 8 equals 9. So yeah, we add to that and then take that digital root to open the door. Both 7 and Clover seemed rather shaken as they turned to look at Junpei for answers. The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an eyebrow.
Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Yep.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Oh. Oh my god. No.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Yeah.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is
9.
What?
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Yeah. Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in it. How would she be able to go through doors that needed a 6?
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 and wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah, that's true.
That's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind.
Oh my god. NTR route actual thing. Oh god. No. No. No, no, no. But you know what, guys? I know that it's about to get to an ending, but I've dragged out the stream for far too long. I really need to go. I'm so sorry to leave you on this cliffhanger, but I kinda have to. Oh god. Oh man, oh jeez. What's going on with June and Santa? Oh, fuck. Okay. What the fuck is going on this route? Jesus. So Jude and Santa were working together all along? How is that possible? Keep saying don't think about it. You know what, Chia? I'll take your advice for this one. I'm not gonna do the Danganronpa thing where I took notes and then took the entire week to think about the case. I'm just gonna let it be. I have a week to think about it. But you know what? I mean, if I delay it for next time, at least you'll be here with me, Survey. Then I won't go insane. I hope. Man, why's it gotta be this way? Why? But alright, guys. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Next stream will more than likely be on Friday, I guess. Valkyria Chronicles, Saturday, Persona, and Sunday, more Danganronpa, as usual. But until then, guys, I'll be seeing you later, my dudes.